You're looking at USS Southerland, DD-743, and she was a Gearing class destroyer in the United States Navy, and she's taking on fuel from USS Enterprise, CVA-65, on their 1969 WestPac Vietnam cruise. And just some great footage here. It kind of bounces back here at the beginning of flight deck operations and unrepping with Southerland. But then the film progresses into some great flight deck operations, and then Enterprise pulling back into her home port of Alameda, California, and get some nice shots of some other carriers, USS Hancock, CVA-19, and USS Coral Sea, CVA-43. And unfortunately, Enterprise suffered a major mishap here at the beginning of this WestPac. On the morning of the 14th of January, 1969, a Mark 32 Zuni rocket loaded on a parked F-4 Phantom exploded, and the explosion caused a major fire on the aft part of the flight deck, and the resulting casualty claimed the lives of 27 sailors and injured an additional 314 sailors. And Enterprise ended up pulling into Pearl Harbor for repairs, then getting back underway in March of '69 and heading on over to the WestPac and Vietnam cruise. And then on the 14th of April, '69, she was diverted over to North Korea because of an issue there with a North Korean aircraft shooting down a Lockheed EC-121 Warning Star. So she was diverted there because of the tensions that brought on. But I think this film belonged to someone right here in this group, and this is VA-215, and they flew the A-7B Corsair II jets that you're looking at, that you were looking at right there. But you'll see, you've already seen one snapshot of a sailor doing some like an inspection on the Corsair II, and then that little bit, and you'll see them again. And so I think the film belonged to somebody related to that squadron, and that helped date this too, because VA-215 only made a cruise with Enterprise in 1969 on the cruise that had the major fire because of that rocket explosion. But just a great bit of film work here. Like I said, you're going to see some nice carrier ops, flight ops coming up here in a minute. And I'd love to hear your comments, and hope you enjoy this look at USS Enterprise, CVA-65 on our 1969 WestPac with Carrier Air Wing 9. I hope you enjoyed this bit of history. Try to upload military and patriotic videos to my site here, about every other day. And if you're interested in a good read, check out my books at www.edsemler.com.